There's something special happening in North America. The sad part is that 99% of sports bettors won't take part in it, but for others, including you, will. Today, we interview Trevor from Juiced Bets. Trevor is part of the OddsJam family and a leader of his own Discord community, dedicated to spreading positive EV betting to us all. Today, he shares his story. What is up, guys? We are back with another special podcast, and we have a sick guest today. You might have seen him somewhere, and you have not, definitely go check him out. We have Trevor from Juiced Bets today, a part of the OddsJam family as well. We're gonna have a little talk today, get you in on the day of how everything's going for him, how we see sports betting nowadays, and maybe some nuggets there that might get dropped. So definitely.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. Thank you so much, Juan. I appreciate you having me here. And yeah, definitely excited to get into it, having a little chill conversation, discuss, sports betting and how we can become profitable together. I mean, this community is amazing. And I think that probably the most special part about this community is helping each other out. So happy to do that today. And yeah, let's get into it, man.
Sick, man. Yeah, definitely. That's the whole point of this, trying to help each other out, help other people getting involved in this, kind of like we're kind of like making the content that we wish we kind of would have seen when we first started, because it was very less saturated before. Not that it's saturated now, but there was like not much you could see except the OG Alex Monahan videos, goat as hell. But now it's like, what else can we say? What else can we want to say? So I guess we even start, like, how did you even come across sports betting and the EV side of things? How does that start for you?
Yeah, man. So my sports betting journey is much longer than my plus EV betting. I mean, I've only been plus EV betting for, let's say, 8 to 10 months or so, so not even a year. But sports betting has been going around for me for 6-7 years now. Not necessarily profitable the first 6 years of my journey. Thank God for plus EV, because it's completely turned around my profits. Yeah. But yeah, no, I started betting on sports from a passion of sports, right? I played sports growing up, baseball and soccer, and I followed basically all the major sports. I'm from Canada, so I'd be watching TSN, every night as a kid, and talking with my dad about sports. We go down to the park and play catch and all that. Very wholesome sports family vibes.
Me too, man.
Sports being a big part of my life. And the betting aspect really just came from being interested in, potentially making money off of sports, but even just getting more interested when watching games, right? I was a big Canucks fan growing up in Vancouver, and, I'd like watching hockey, but if the Canucks weren't playing, wasn't really that interested. But now, with sports betting, you can become interested in basically anything, any player, any prop is out there. So yeah. Found a passion just from being interested in, quickly made a bunch of friends in the community. And I'm sure everyone's got a group chat out there where people are sending bets and roasting each other for losing and all that. So that's kind of how it started.
Nice. And now you're having 15K months.
Yeah, did not think that would be happening. But yeah, and then so with plus EV sports betting, like a lot of people, saw a YouTube video from Alex, and kind of just got an idea of kind of how it worked, and how I always knew that there was algorithms and math that could help with plus with sports betting. I didn't understand how accessible and easy it could be. I didn't realize that there was, a software like OddsJam providing people with the math already. You didn't have to know math, you didn't have to do anything. You could just do it yourself. And so that was really what was so special about my, about coming into plus EV betting, was how easy it was, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure you understand, like, the first week, yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve, sort of, but really it's like you just look at a computer screen and it tells you what to do. So
yeah.
So
how
it was
was
easy
that?
to get into it.
So like when you first, so you were just gambling for fun for the first 5, 6 years, and then one day was it just the YouTube algorithm like blessed you, or you just kind of like looked at, all right, it has to be a way of actually beating these books. Like, what do I have to do? Like, how was that?
Yeah, the algorithm blessed me, man. What can I say? YouTube did it again. Yeah, I wasn't really searching out anything. Maybe the algorithm knew I was, looking for ways, as I kind of always am. I love side hustles. I love, supplementing my normal income with something that I'm passionate about. And so, the algorithm knew that. They knew I liked sports, and they fed me the right the
What
right video at the
was it,
right
the
time.
no fluff video? Was it that one, or which video?
Yeah, that was one of them for sure, but I'm really not sure what that first video was. I honestly can't remember. But you know why I can't remember is because I probably watched 10 videos that night. Like I was
Yeah,
like, wait, this guy's making money with this software that tells him what to bet. Okay, why is it profitable? Watched a few more videos, understood the math behind it, and then I was hooked and
yeah, yeah.
probably, binged, I don't know, 10, 20 videos.
Yeah, and like I think like the powerful thing about those videos that you probably saw too, was that it wasn't just some dude like talking about promoting something. It was some dude doing it and showing that like this is me, this is
Mhm.
what I do. Like I'm not trying to sell something. So you do it is like this is what it has done for me. And then that kind of like when I saw that too personally, I was like, okay, if that dude is doing that, I could do that too. And then it was just a whole adventure after that of just kind of learning, which is not like it's crazy learning curve, but just like understanding just EV betting and just have it click on your head. Um, yeah.
I
And
I
how's
definitely
that?
think that is the most special part about this industry is that we're being given, the fishing pole. Like, we are being given an ability to go and fish. We're not just being given the fish, right? With a lot of other sports bettors and the sports betting community, you're being given the fish. Yep, take this, eat it, and then I'll give it to you again tomorrow, right? You've got cappers who are selling their picks, wanting people to pay them every day and saying this is a good pick because of all these stats and this guy's good on the road when it's sunny coming in from the northeast, the wind's going 5 kilometers an hour, whatever it might be. You're being given these picks and the reason behind it, but you don't know what's coming the next day. Whereas with plus EV sports betting, these picks are coming in every single day. You can find them on OddsJam completely no, Alex said, and you're being taught how to do this yourself, which I think is the most special part about this whole kind of niche in the sports betting industry.
Yeah, yeah. You took it to like the next level where you like started your own community. You started bringing people along, like teaching the odds jam. Giving them your guys's like strategies. And I know you guys have like a couple of what do you call that? Like betters. What do you call contributors? That's what you call them.
Sharps.
Yeah. And like, how has that
Yeah,
impact
I
been?
gotta.
Like what feedback have you gotten from people that you have like first that have first come across you that you kind of like take them into your community and just like nurture them? How has that been for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, so the first things first, I got to give a huge shout out to my boy Mitch, who's the other half of Juice Bets.
Yeah.
Would not be here without him. So I stumbled across Plus EV betting and immediately told him about it because we were always, we're really good buddies and we were always talking about, we were looking for new ways to make money online. We've started multiple businesses together. And I told him about this. And, we basically started, obviously using the product with OddsJam. But then we were like, well, how can we take this forward? We saw the affiliate program. We got in touch with Alex, and we were looking at building a brand here because we're passionate about it. We know what we're doing. It's clearly profitable. It's working. And so, yeah, Mitch and I together. Obviously, myself being on camera, he was handling all the editing and a lot of the tweets on Twitter. And yeah, we kind of just started building out a little brand that as much as possible we were trying to help as many people as we could to at least understand that there's another way to bet on sports. It's not just It's not just understanding the sport and having experience in gambling. There's more to this. There's more. It's more accessible than you think. And so, yeah, we started a Twitter, and we were basically giving out picks for free every day. Gained a little bit of interest from people, and so then we launched our Discord server that I think provides, now that, I mean, it's paid, so you do have to pay to get access to it, but it provides so much more value than our free picks did, because like you said, we have these sharp sports bettors who are absolute goats when it comes to plus
Oh no.
EV sports betting and specific edges and specific sports that they have an edge with, and is much more well-rounded than before. And I think that's why you don't really see many people complaining that it is paid, because they're getting so much value out of it. And you can see that with the success from our VIPs in that server. So very happy with the community that we've built.
Nice, man. Well, props to you, and thank you for doing that service to the battle against the books and the fake cappers. People that are doing it
Yeah.
out there. There's a couple more communities I know that are actually legit, like OddsJam family as well. And it's like everyone, it's like there's like this big umbrella, and then everybody's kind of like making their own teams under the same league. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's cool to see
Yeah.
that. It's very cool to see that. How so I guess like a little bit more personal thing. So what do your like friends and family think about this, that you're doing this? Do a lot of them like not even understand that you're like gambling or something, or people like or do understand the whole EV side? How does that look for you?
Yeah, I would say, my family's always been pretty open to my passions and what I want to do. And it obviously makes it much easier when I can show them my picket and say, hey, I made 15 grand last month. It's a little tough for them to say that is bad. And then, give them a quick little rundown about the math and the data behind it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of support from my family, and then, my friends are all DGen sports bettors. And so I've tried to get them into plus EV betting, but it's a big mindset shift, right?
Yeah.
As we all know. And so a few of them have joined up in the server and been tailing our plays and, making money. Some people have said that's a little too much for me. I like putting $20 on the over and just watch the game, and that's totally fine, right? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, a lot of support. And to be honest, with the way that the juice community is going, it's becoming more of a business and a full-on community, and like a niche within the sports betting community that is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people, when they see it from the outside, much more legitimate, friendly, helpful to
Yeah. I think my internet just pooped itself, but I think it's back now. Can you hear
Oh,
me? Yeah, I don't know how like
yeah,
I'm
you're
having
good.
terrible service. I don't know what's going on. Are like my neighbors stealing my Wi-Fi or something? I don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, I kind of like that kind of like cut off, but I got like the gist of it about like like a big legit thing that inside of it, and that's really really good, man. Um, yeah, what do you see like like where do you see this going, man? Like what are you projecting from what you're seeing? Like what do you see out in Canada and overall North America?
Yeah, it's interesting. Canada's pretty similar to the States I mean, obviously each state is different. There's different rules and different books that you get access to depending on your location. But in general, it's an industry that's growing. It's an industry that will continue to grow. And obviously there can be ups and downs with specific books, you know, going under. I predict right now there's going to be some big books that. So one thing I'll say is make sure that everyone, you're not keeping all of your bankroll on your sports books, right? Be smart with the money that where you're putting your money on platforms, because as we know, all of these companies, all these sports books are in a battle against us, every single day. And yes, they're making a lot of money, but there are some that are not, right? And we've seen some companies go under.
Yeah.
And a lot of these companies are new startups. They don't have funding. And so I'm just saying this, this
Yeah.
is the future. There's going to be some bankruptcies. So
Yeah.
let's one tip, make sure you're not having 50 grand on a sports book. Keep it in your bank and you can fund it, when you need to.
That's a
Um,
that'll be sick. That's a sick bankroll, 50K, man. Do you have Fliff in Canada?
yeah, maybe 50K is a little large, but but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so but that's probably a bear case and potentially looking on the negative side, but
Right.
a little bit realistic. In general, though, tons of growth coming to this industry, tons of new competition coming in as well from sports books, and other platforms, to that can, moving from a traditional sports book to DFS. And who knows what's coming next, right? There's
Exchanges.
always going to be a new way to attract users and to attract money into this industry. So I think
Yeah.
that it's always going to continue evolving and growing, which is great for us, as plus EV sports bettors, because as we know, we're getting limited and banned left and right. It's great that there's
Yeah.
more competitors coming in because that means more opportunities for us.
I wish like I don't know if you have Fliff in Canada, but I wish there like a new Fliff comes out like every year or something. Do you have Fliff in Canada?
I do. I do not,
Oh.
and it's I severe FOMO. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, no, this is it's a Mickey Mouse app. It's so easy. I've pulled out so much. My most profitable book this year is Fliff. I don't even know if it should be called of a book. I think it's just like a Disney Channel app for kids or something. And but it's so good, man. It's so good. What do you?
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So man, you have no taxes for sports betting in Canada, right?
Yeah, I mean, first thing I'll say is consult a financial advisor and an
Okay.
accountant. But in general, yes, there's no tax on gambling winnings in Canada.
And it's amazing, bro. I wish it was like that over here. And you guys have a lot of books too, like books that are not even here, that are like European books and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, there's pros and cons, right? There's a lot of opportunities on many different books in Canada, but the issue is that you do get limited. I would argue quicker and more aggressively from these books. They kind of take the business model of, okay, let's attract as many users as we can, nice sign up bonuses, all that. But then if this user is profitable and using, and he's arbitraging or using plus EV betting techniques, we're gonna basically ban them, right? Like I'm getting straight up banned on books after a week of
Yeah.
like a relatively small bankroll, a couple $1,000. So I'm not doing anything insane, and there's still FanDuel, DraftKings who will limit you, but they'll continue to let you use their platform. Um, so yeah, it's a little different, but it's still really good up here. Betting on sports, sports betting has been legalized up here for a long time, so there's quite a bit of competition in a lot of different sports books.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I wanna dive into a section about more of like the actual betting itself. So like when you're experiencing, success with, having good days and finding good edges, so how do you stay disciplined and avoid overconfidence, and how do you cope with setbacks?
Yeah, negative variance is a bitch for sure, and so well, I think the first thing you need to understand, and if you look at any plus EV sports better, is that you will have losing days and you will have losing weeks. You'll have a losing month probably as well, and it's something that you just need to expect and keep reminding yourself of, because when you first hit that losing week where you lose literally 5 days in a row, and it's like you have no idea what's going on and why this is happening. If you've prepared yourself for it and you recognize that that's just a part of the process, then it can be easy to get through. But I would lie. I'd be lying if I said that I still that I'm like perfectly numb to this. Like, it's obviously, if I lose $5,000 over a week span, I'm going to be pissed off. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing I can do.
Yeah.
But the best part is that, as the longer that you do this, the more you understand these swings and how it's like kind of cyclical sometimes. And
Yeah.
you can basically just, you can say, okay, well, I made way more last month, right? So
Yeah.
this losing here is obviously, shitty, but it's just part of the process. And I've said to a lot of people in the Discord is, if you're expecting to basically like beat the books and rob the sports books and all this, you can't be a little bitch. Like, you got to go in and be and like have a little bit of a little bit of hair on your back here. Like, you can't be scared. You gotta
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
pushing through, because you're going up against these big sports books.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
be a bit of a
I
beast here.
have what do you so people that maybe like last month or even like October, when none of the DFS platforms were like nerfing and limiting so fast with the easy like DFS correlation, the basic ones, and that was their first experience with sports betting, and they thought that it was gonna be like that forever. Like, what advice or like what message do you have for those people when, because like obviously those 30% edges are not going to be there forever, but transitioning from those huge ROIs to like a more smaller, which is still insane, 5-6%. What do you have for those people that are like kind of like got spoiled with their first experience?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that there's always going to be edges that are large like that.
Yeah.
There's always edges existing. The interesting thing about DFS correlation was that it was so obvious and so out there, and the sports books couldn't nerf it because of how much action they were getting on those players in minus EV slips. They couldn't just nerf the ability to put Mahomes and Kelsey in a lineup together, because they're getting squares, parlaying Mahomes, Kelsey, some other guy in a 3-man on prize picks and losing consistently, right? So they still need to accept that action. So they were in a bit of a weird position where they couldn't fully nerf it until, they were getting hit too hard. Now, as for edges, being removed and, potentially now there's no quote unquote easy edges available out there. Well, that's why you use software and become a part of a community to basically expand your reach to find the new edge, right? That's what we're here for, is to find new edges and quote unquote exploit the sports books, their blind side, right?
Yeah.
And find opportunities. So the more opportunities that you can find, the more money you'll make. And how do you increase your opportunities? Well, more people in the industry. You get closer to people who are very smart, who have algorithms, who are looking for edges. And shameless plug, that's exactly what we're trying to do in the VIP Discord at Juice Bets, is provide these edges to people who don't have time to go look for them themselves. They've got a 9-to-5 job, they've got a family, but they can still take advantage of new edges by being a part of a community. And so that's what is special about private Discords.
Yeah, yeah. That's like some sort of like a kind of like a motivation for you to start sharing your plus EV betting journey, was like, making that more accessible for people that didn't have the, hours that you kind of like need to invest to find your own bets. Was that like a motivation behind it to actually help those people that are busy with their lives?
100%. I mean, not even just like financially, but also being like understanding that I was privileged to have the time to put into this and understand it myself. And then realizing that not everyone, I would say 95% of people don't have that amount of time to put into understanding how to look for new edges. And so I want to provide these people with a new income stream, a side hustle that they're passionate about because they love sports. They want to bet on sports, but let's do it profitably. Let's use match and give them a community to sweat bets together, to learn about this. In the VIP Discord, you can ask questions, and you're going to get answers from people who have been doing this for a long time and are very profitable. So um, it just comes down to providing a place for people to learn and to get better together.
So, man, did you go to college for anything before this, or how old are you, man? How old is Trev?
Yeah, so I I'm 25.
Okay.
I went to the University of Calgary in Canada, communications and media studies. So a lot of
Okay.
marketing and media um, angles
Okay.
there. And then before this, I've been doing various marketing jobs.
So like now, is this like a full-time thing now? The Juice Bets business, or are you also like kind of doing something on like your
Yeah,
day to day?
yeah, it's full time. Mitch and I are yeah, we're here full time, and we're putting in, and we're looking to grow this to like really, I mean, I do think it is already, but to really become the best place for a plus EV sports better. And so we have some exciting stuff coming soon. Um, some
Nice.
some new some new features being added to the Discord that will make it much easier for anybody anywhere you are. We'll open it up to basically anything, because right now it's very DFS focused. We do have some straight bets, but we're going to be adding some features that will provide value for anyone anywhere.
Nice. 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 Did you see yourself doing this a couple years back? Like starting a whole sports betting business or like community? Or how would that
Uh, Not necessarily a sports betting business. I knew that I was passionate in sports. I was looking into sports marketing jobs, fresh out of university, but the whole community aspect has always been kind of a talent of mine. I think it's probably with communications and media, having the ability to build a community and to provide value to people. Um, I add my various other positions at companies. That was my job, was to build out Twitter and Discord communities, and to
oh
expand them as much as possible. So it's always been it's always been like a talent and a job of mine.
nice, man. It's sick that you got to expand and explore and take all of that knowledge and experience from that past into this because like when I looked at your Discord, it was very organized. It's very like kind of like anybody coming in that has no idea can just kind of like follow the whole order and the way you explain things. And it looks very organized. So it definitely shows that you know what you're doing. So props to you on that, man. Um, let's see. Another
Yeah,
question.
it's the little things that matter, and that's what makes a product of Mitch, of his organization skills.
Nice. 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 So let's see, let's think about this. You have any like memorable moments? Like very satisfying day or like a day that you'll never forget. And my internet is very bad. I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
guys.
uh, oh, can you hear me?
Yo.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. My I don't know what's going on with my internet today. Let's see. Can I switch back to this? I guess we'll switch back to this view. What's up? All right. I think we're good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. My internet was just like I just switched the camera too to see if I could even connect to my phone's hotspot because I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I think it's stable now. Um, yeah. So, any memorable moments, like best day or like best week or like one day or or an aha moment one day where you're just like, whoa, what did I just do?
Yeah, it's got to be a couple Sundays, back to back, with NFL after the first game, first set of slates, and winning like 8 grand in the morning was like hitting like 4 or 5 20x slips, all cashing within 15 minutes of each other, and just thinking that this is just the easiest thing of all time. And
Isn't that
then,
crazy?
honestly, celebrating with everyone on Twitter and in Discord. It was, yeah, definitely a special time with NFL correlation.
Man, that's amazing. Isn't it like kind of like a it feels like it's some sort of money glitch in the Matrix. It kind of like not want to use the word too good to be true, but I guess the effort necessary as far as like it's not like a physical labor kind of thing. It's like, bankroll, knowledge, tools, and then you can be printing stuff like that. It's there never like comes you never come and think of this like man like or like express some sort of gratitude to the Matrix or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, especially with correlation, it definitely seemed, a little too good to be true based on how easy it was, right? Like you said, the energy and effort output was like minuscule compared to the value that we were receiving for it. So it
Yeah.
was, there was no specialized knowledge really for a lot of that. There was some, there were some ways to make it more profitable, but in general, if you understood the concept of correlating slopes together, then you were making money.
Yeah. Nice. Oh look, I can switch my camera. Oh no, wait, I can't. Okay. Back on this one. Yeah, definitely. That's something that I'm kind of experiencing now with well, what happened with my camera? Is it gone?
Yeah, you're gone for me.
I'm gone. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting into live arbitrage. I just started like getting into it heavily. I started like practicing a couple days back by just watching and like looking at the arb in front of my eyes. Like you gotta like there's a
Yeah,
new skill with hand-eye coordination. People that are really insane with the mouse clicking and just going like that will do very well. That's what I'm seeing. It's a different game. It's a very different game from just like, traditional pre-match betting or pre-match arbs. The live arbs is like definitely three screens and it's so different. It's a whole new game. Like it's
totally.
very sick.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I can't really do a whole like I just don't have the access to sports books anymore in Canada. I'm being banned way too many times, so I don't have a bunch of different sports books available. Also, in general, arbing is much better. When you have access to the big dogs like FanDuel, Pinnacle, Caesars, DraftKings, MGM.
Yeah.
These five, I don't have access to, so it's definitely limiting on my end, but that's what I've heard as well. And what I've seen is, you got to be quick with it. You got to understand how this is working. And you have to be careful because there's ways. I mean, our live arbing, yes, it's risk free if you get the bet placed, but there's a lot of risk, leading up to it. So you gotta understand how to do it. And so I would highly recommend, you know, educating yourself, watching some YouTube videos, watching some streams, and understanding how it works before you do it.
Yeah, definitely like practice with like, small 10, $20 like a bets when doing that. But from what I'm seeing and the people I'm talking to and I'm like the people that are kind of like mentoring me is super, super lucrative. And
Oh yeah,
I feel like if you kind of like missed out and on like the easier side of DFS correlation, there's still edges, obviously. Then definitely right now there's like a wagon for this if you have access to those main books, like you said, especially FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars. Because like yesterday, like I was getting coached and this dude that was teaching me, shout out to Elfie, made like 1.5K in front of me in like 2 hours and
crazy.
he hit two live middles and yeah on a slow slate and then just from my normal EV bets I made it 1K yesterday but just seeing that it's like instant like you instantly won right away when you catch those two things and to anybody listening to this definitely do not sleep on it and if you have access to those books and you thought if you have some sort of FOMO like go for it bro it's good it's another money glitch right now.
100%.
Let's see. I guess we could kind of like start wrapping it up a little bit. Let's see. Let me look at these questions that I have here. So this is kind of like personal question. Are there any individuals, whether in the sports betting world or not, who inspire or serve as a role model for you? What to
Yeah,
like?
I mean, 100% Alex from OddsJam and Matt Downs from DGF. Been on multiple calls with them, understanding their process, what their thoughts are in the future. And so they've definitely mentored and helped Mitch and I out a lot with juice bets. And so definitely, if you're not following them, which I'm sure you are, but if you're not, definitely
Yeah,
check them out. Kind of the OGs.
yeah,
And they're doing exactly what I'm trying to do, right? Provide software and a platform for people to basically onboard them to plus EV betting and to help them out get started. So yeah, I would say those two dudes for sure, really helped shape myself as a plus EV bettor and shape the Juice Bets brand as a whole.
nice, man. Yeah, definitely grateful for Alex. I haven't really spoken with Matt much, but I can see like he's a grinder, man.
Yeah.
Anybody hustling in this, maximum respect and actually trying to do like good things if that is what you really want to do. Yeah, yeah. So one more personal question. So now you're doing this full time, right? So how does like a typical day look like for you, and how are you incorporating like sports betting time or juice bets time in it? You hit the gym, you like go work out. How does that look like when you wake up?
Yeah, it's a busy day. There's a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes with on the business side. Like, with all of our subscribers, making sure, the finances and accounting and everything's going well there. Mitch takes care of a lot of that, thankfully. But on my end, it's, researching and recording videos, understanding what kind of content people are wanting to see, looking around and understanding, what quote unquote competitors would be doing, how we can make the Juice Bets brand better. So a lot in the morning is focusing on the business, and then once I've edited some videos and posted them, then around 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time is kind of when the bets are starting to fly. And then after that, it's time to probably go to the gym. Although lately it's not been great. And then hang out with my girlfriend and my cat.
Okay, so that's how you decompress. You
Yeah,
girlfriend and cat. That's a good way. Yeah, because this is like very heavy on the mind, I think. If you're obviously like all day, like running a whole community, betting yourself, thinking of this business side of it, marketing, making content consistently, because I see that you push consistently. Props to you, because I know that's a whole thing, bro. I'm on that same grind. Um, so definitely good that you're decompressing, or else you'll just burn out eventually. So it's good that you're taking that break.
yeah. You got to take time off. You got to take some days off from betting, honestly.
So decompressing from this is definitely something that if you're doing this full time, you could get highly addicted because you're making so much money and you don't want to like burn out eventually one day, unless you have alien genes like Alex has, that he just keeps going for years. Um, so that's good. Let me see what we got over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a couple tips out here. I
Yeah.
think that's a good way to finish it off. If you're just starting out and you're looking to get into plus EV betting, and I'm not going to plug the Discord anymore. I'm not going to mention it. Besides, a Discord or whatever, get to know people on Twitter and interact with people in the community, because the closer you get to people, the more you'll understand, the more you'll learn. Second thing, and more of a tangible thing, is make sure that when you're setting your bankroll, you are not putting in more money than you can, afford to lose, or you want to put money aside as if you're investing it, right? Money that you don't need to touch, because the worst thing you can do is put in money that you're stressed about losing, because then it becomes all encompassing. And like you said, you're hanging on every game and like stressing like crazy. The whole point about plus EV sports betting is you place your bets because they're profitable long term, and then you're done for the day. And the next day comes and you do the exact same thing, and you don't let emotions get in the way, right? So you want to make sure that bankroll is not too big. So start with something small, $100, $200 that you don't need. And guess what?
Yeah.
If you don't have that money, do not start plus EV sports betting. Wait until you have that money. Save up some money to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
Do not put your rent money in, because I've had way too many DMs of people saying, that they've lost their rent money. So
Oh,
do not do
man.
that.
Yeah.
And then honestly, the third thing is understand that you do not have to place every single plus EV bet that everyone else has placed. You just don't. Yes, you want to increase your volume and get as many bets as you can in, but if you miss a nice 15% ARB or something, who cares? You'll get one tomorrow, or like you don't, because I've felt this. I felt FOMO and feeling like I completely missed out on all these opportunities and these bets flying. But there's always the next day. There's always the next hour also too, right? So
Yeah.
my overall message here is this is supposed to be a side hustle that's mathematically profitable, that you can enjoy sports, you can enjoy betting, and you're going to make money, but you got to make sure that it doesn't become something that ruins your day or your week, because it's happened to me. It has. Like I've had bad days specifically just because I was losing betting on
Yeah.
sports, but now I've really put in the process to completely remove myself after I've placed the bets, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I agree with you on that. If you're all the way at the end of this, like listening to this, and you are like on the fence, you've kind of been watching content here and there, stumbling across videos, you're thinking about doing this, first of all, take advantage of all the sign up welcome offers. That's free money right there. And then
Mhm.
after that, like just don't like say, oh, these dudes are killing it, I'm gonna kill it instantly. Like, no, don't do that. Like, take it slow, one step at a time, and then eventually you'll be making 15K a month, like Mike Man Trevor is right here. Yeah, man. Any last words, bro, before we cut this?
No, man, I really appreciate it, Juan. It was great to meet you, and I think anyone who's listening to this is in the right place. Continue to educate, continue to learn, and say what's up to me on Twitter. I'm always
Well,
happy to help new people out. So yeah, I really appreciate it, man.
100%, man. Go subscribe to JuiceBet's channel. Go check him out. I'll link all this stuff down here. Click those links. Those are the links you're gonna click. and and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out. Stop recording.